just like the Hobart mixer, right? It just does most of the work for you, not all of the work, right? So you have to be kind of sensitive to that. Now, on each side of the sheeter, there are these nifty little scraper blades, right? And they just pop out of there. And that's what cleans the wheels of the sheeter. Right? So, every once in a while, we're to come and just clean them off a little bit. And then at the end of every night, it's going to be the laminated rotation that needs to make sure that this whole machine gets cleaned and broken down. And I'll show you guys how to do that at the end of the night. Now, the sheeter works in such a way that we're going to make the dough wider. Okay? Then we're going to turn the dough because the sheeter, unlike how we roll, only rolls in one direction. So we got to make the dough wider, then we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and then we're going to roll it long. Okay? Now, here, this dial, right? Remember, I'm right-handed, so my left hand is going to go on the dial. Okay? My right hand is going to go on the lever that makes it go back and forth. So down to go right.
I'm filming exactly what you're filming.
Okay. Now, these are the safety cages. You'll notice there's a really pretty warning sign here. Please beware of that. Don't ever try to reach under the cages. This machine will eat you. Okay. So, to get these safety cages back down, you're going to push away from you and then gently let them down. What you don't want to do is grab them here underneath the warning sign and do this because you'll get your fingers crushed, okay? So always put them down like that. Now, I'm going to start by flouring my dough very lightly. And then I'm going to take this guy here. Right? This rolling pin comes with the machine and it's designed to fit here and then catch dough as it comes out of the sheeter. We just roll it up, okay? But that's not what we're going to do today. We're just going to use this to make our indentation. So I'm going to start here, take an indentation. Now remember, in the turn, I haven't actually turned it yet. Right now I'm just trying to get it wider, then I'll turn it by 90 degrees, okay? Green means go, so that's the safety button. That's always going to reset when we put the safety gauges up. So I'm going to push down to go through. Right? As soon as it goes through, I'm going to stop it. Go down by 3. Okay, so I'm up at 36. So I'm going to go down by 3 millimeters until I hit 22. Okay? You'll be tested on this information. Okay, so I'm going to go down by 3. So each time I'm going through, I'm going down by 3. So now here I have 30. 27. And I want to go down until I get about the width of the sheet pan. 24. Now I'm going to stop it. Now when you guys do this, it's important that whoever starts the dough is the person who takes this step all the way through, okay? I don't want somebody running this here and then one person on each side, feeling the dough as it comes out. It's really important that, remembering that this is a machine, you still have to have connection with the dough. And the person actually operating the machine needs to be the one that tests the flour, that feels how elastic the dough is, okay? So, whoever comes up to the machine and actually uses it is the one that needs to take it all the way through that process. Okay, so I'm going to give it just a little bit of flour. I'm going to get underneath it diagonally, rotate it 90 degrees. All right, square up the edges by pushing
everybody over here, please.
Yes, Dad.
that part back in.
I just want to point this out.
Okay, so I'm going to make just again that indentation. Okay? And remember, this lives here. The indentation is to help square up the corners, okay? And that's just how the two wheels apply pressure evenly. And if we dent it in the center, it'll do a better job of spreading those corners out. Okay? So, Yeah, I'm at
You
20.
can't go hit the high though.
But like you said, it really depends on the dough.
Yeah, but
So I'm at 24. That's what I went through at. Now that I've messed with the dough, remembering that the dough is elastic, I'm going to go back through again. So I'm actually going from at 24, I'm going through twice. Anytime I mess with the dough, I want to do that. Okay, so 24. Now here I am at 22. From 22 down to 12, we're going to go by 2 millimeters. Okay, so here I am at 22. 20, 18, 16. Okay, now see how my dough is getting that sort of dog bone effect? Kind of looks like a giant peanut, right? So now what I'm going to do is give it just a little bit of flour, and I'm going to just kind of take some of the snap out of it. Okay? At this point, this is also what I'm going to check for flour. Okay? And if I feel any tackiness on the bottom of the dough, I just want to give it just the tiniest hit of flour. Okay, I fussed with it. I went through it 14, so I'm going to go back through it 14. 12. Okay, now I'm at 12. Now I'm going to go down by 1. And I'm probably not going to get much below 10. So 12, 11, 10. All right, you guys may want to come down to this side. I'll work on this side. On this side of the sheet. Okay, so again, I'm going to take some of the snap out of the dough. And here I am back to my length. Can somebody grab me the can liner, please? So I am a little skinny on the width, but I definitely have that 1.5 times the length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rolling pin, just kind of roll it out just a little bit before I fold it up. Now I'm going to come back, kind of guesstimate my thirds. Pull it up. Again, I really want to square off my edges, so I'm doing everything I can to get everything to be nice, 90-degree angles on the corners and perpendicular edges. So I'm just going to press it gently, and then I'm going to put it back on my sheet pan. Now, this conveyor belt is felt, okay? So you never, ever, 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 one more, ever want to put the sheet pan or a cake pan, wherever you would put a cake pan on here, I've never known. Oh my God, yeah. You don't want to ever put any metal on the felts, okay? Because that little bit of aluminum dust is going to come off on here, and then it's going to come off on somebody else's product, whoever uses it next. Okay? Now, hopefully, because I pressed it, I'm not going to have as much shifting, okay, when I move it as I did the last. Get underneath it. Okay, now it didn't shift at all. Now, if you would like to help keep track of the turns, you can just put a little dent right there in the corner. Okay, just the slightest little press. Okay, I don't want anybody sticking their fingers through the dough. Okay, Just 2 little dents, that's all you need. So now I'm gonna go and put this underneath again. And my dough, since I did a good job of chilling it by leaving it in the freezer for a little while and then putting it in the low-boil refrigerator, the edges got nice and cold. Then when I sheeted it out and I folded it, just like when we fold yeasted dough, it's redistributed that temperature. So now the entire quantity of the dough is cooler, so now I don't have to put it in the freezer. I can just move it into the refrigerator and just let it rest in there, okay? So we'll get another half an hour. It's 4:45, so 5:15 is when we'll do the last part of the demo.